is a journey into sound. Greetings and salutations, people of the YouTube nation. You are now listening to the premier voice for entertainment and information. Hey, big boy. You want me? Come and get me. I'm gonna follow the monster inside me.
俺が欲しけや奪いに来い俺は俺の中の怪物に従う
What do you mean by that?
Oh, man. So, 2 years ago, one of my students asked me, "Hey, mister, have you watched Blue Lock?" And I told him, no, I have not watched Blue Lock. And that's strange, right? You think somebody that loves both association football and anime, I'd be all over it. See, the thing that you got to understand is that I grew up in Honduras in the mid to late 90s, right? And we used to get a lot of the old reruns of old shows and animes because they had to be dubbed to Spanish, right? It was the global South, right? South America, Central South America. So actually, Mexico, Central and South America, right? So we didn't really get that much anime because they had to wait to dub it and all that good jazz. But I did watch a lot of anime, right? And one of my favorite anime when I was growing up in Honduras was Supercampeones, right? For those of you that don't know, that is actually the Latin American name for Captain Tsubasa. And it was an association football anime that starred 11-year-old Tsubasa, or as I know him, Oliver Atom, right? And some of his friends like Benji, Bruce, they would play football, and then it used to be a whole riot, right? So the thing about that anime, though, by the way, the theme, that's, oh boy.
Pongan atención, pues se acercan ya. Son haces del fútbol y te sorprenderán. Supercampeones, supercampeón. Este equipo es algo súper especial. Controlando el balón no existe nadie igual. Y al cabecear nadie les puede ganar. Aquí están, jugarán, vienen a triunfar.
Just hearing that theme gets me pumped up, right? Makes me feel like I could do anything. So the thing in that anime, though, is that they do a lot of crazy shenanigans, right? They do stuff like taking one guy and using him as a trampoline in order to jump like 10 feet into the air in order to connect with the header.
¡Kazuo, ahora! ¡Sí! ¿Qué cosa? ¿Se cayó?
Algo extraño está ocurriendo en el campo. Masao se tira sobre su espalda deslizándose por el terreno y Kazuo lo sigue de cerca.
¡Aquí voy, Masao! ¡Ah! ¡Ah!
Kazuo se arroja sobre Masao.
¡No! ¡Sí! ¡Nuestra nueva táctica aérea! ¡Huracán! ¡En el cielo!
Kazuo sale disparado hacia lo alto por el impulso que los hermanos Korioto consiguieron al unir sus pies en el esfuerzo. Kazuo alcanza el balón y lo remata de cabeza. El portero Al se lanza y el esférico se incrusta en la red.
Or you got the goalkeeper that's clearly going one way, turning around in that full speed, going back down the other way. Or you get things like a double bicycle kick.
¡Tsubasa! ¡Tsubasa y Misaki están fallando el balón al mismo tiempo de chilena! ¡Algo nunca antes visto!
And we all know that would never happen in real life, now do we?
Snodgrass this time without swing. What a save from Schmeichel! And now it's in!
So anyway, that aside, they do get into a lot of crazy shenanigans, right? And as a kid, I used to think that was cool, right? That's incredible. And as an adult, I'm like, that's literally incredible because there's no way that's gonna happen. You can't kick a ball like 10, 15 feet into the air, have it suddenly stop, and then go down violently in a 45-degree angle as if somebody spiked it at the apex. Like, that's not how it works.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Right? So that's why, as an adult, it used to get me angry. I'm like, why are these kids, watching these shows about all these final smashes, like we're playing Smash Bros or something, and somebody pressed the downwards B button. And it used to bother me, because I'm like, oh, these shows, they should be teaching these kids about, fundamentals and all that good jazz. Or maybe that was just my, oh man, yes, like cloud moment. So when Blue Lock came around, I'm like, you know what? This is probably gonna be some crazy anime with a lot of, final smashes slash fatalities slash special moves. So I'm not even gonna bother watching. This is probably for the younger kids. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crazy shenanigans in that show, but it's a good show. For one time, I just wanted to turn off my brain and then just enjoy a good show. I watched it over the holidays. I was bored one day, just decided to turn on Blue Lock, and boy, I wish I watched it sooner, right? So, for those of you that don't know, Blue Lock is about a young lad, 17 years old, wanting to become the best striker in the world. His name is Isagi Yoichi, and in 2018, the Japanese Football Union wanted to produce the best striker in the world that's going to lead them to World Cup glory. At least that's the plan, anyway. And they hired this guy by the name of Ego Jinpachi in order to run the Blue Lock program. And in this Blue Lock program, you have 300 of the best under 17 strikers that are going to be sequestered in this building for the next few weeks. And they're going to run a series of tests and drills that is going to help improve their skills and sharpen their ego in order to become the best striker in the world, right? So that's the premise. I've heard people describe it as the Hunger Games meets football, and that's pretty accurate, right? I never actually watched the Hunger Games, but they do a lot of alliances, and it's really intense, right? You form allyships that's going to propel you to the next level. Your friendship today can be your rivalship tomorrow. Rivalship is not even a word. So your friend today can be your rival tomorrow, right? And vice versa. Your rival today could be your friend tomorrow. So you have to form partnerships and ally yourself with people that's going to help you get to the next level. Because some people have one particular skill. Maybe you're great at running down really fast. You're very quick, right? Other people have great ball control. Other people are great at getting into space. So everybody has a particular skill that needs to sharpen. So that is what do they call it? The weapon. That is their weapon, as they call it, right? So the ideal is for you to ally yourself with people that have a weapon that is either complementary or that can help sharpen your weapon, right? So to speak. So it's really intense. Sometimes they had a game that's 5-a-side. I think initially they had a game that was 11v11, and then you had to qualify if you got enough points, right? I think there were 5 teams, and then the top 2 teams qualified, but the top striker of the bottom 3 teams also qualified. So it's really fun, right? The thing that really struck me about this is that they are really intense about losing, right? They literally equate losing with death, and they'll even tell you that, right? If you're disqualified, they made a big deal. Ego Jinpachi made a big deal about if you get kicked out of Blue Lock, you're never going to represent Japan ever again, which seems a bit intense. Like in real life, that would never happen, right? Just because you're not good enough now at 17 or 18, it does not mean that you're not going to be good enough in the future, because people develop at different rates, right? Besides that, though, it's really fun. They do have a lot of drills that are helping with the fundamentals, like ball control and knowing where to be and so on and so forth. So from that perspective, it's really good. Now, when it comes to the second selection, or maybe it was I think it was the second selection. That's where the shenanigans started happening, right? That's when I saw a lot of the crazy shots that you saw. and you had this one shot. I think the guy shot it with the. I don't even know what they did, right? I think the guy shot it with the out the no. They had this shot. I think the guy shot it with the inside with the instep. The ball was going like 10 feet wide, right? And then it violently curled into the goal.
見つけか。
俺は平和主義者だよ。
なんだあの軌道。急激に打ちながら外に逃げてく。茶色シュートか。
So, yeah, that's ridiculous. But you know what? By that time, I was already invested. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go with it. Let's roll with it. And they did keep, just increasing the nonsense as it went on.
お前といると味わったことないビンビンが手に入る。
Hey, yo!
What is this throbbing? I don't love him, do I? Will you hold my hand? I'm so nervous.
What is this throbbing? Hey, yo, chill!
But I'm like, all right, I'll just watch. And I mean, I could talk about like the corrupt politicians and make a comment on that. But for right now, I'm just gonna turn off my brain and then just enjoy the nonsense, right? But yeah, overall, it's a really good show. I recommend.